Hi all, Hal here with more ARK Survival Evolved. And as you can see, the developers have turned off the wonderful winter event, and we now have fog. So you can't see because of the glare of the snow, or you can't see because of the fog. Which would you prefer? Personally, I think I prefer the fog to the snow, simply because of the fact that it's not deathly cold everywhere you go. But, you know, each their own. Let's see, anything down here worth killing? So what I'm doing is I've actually been working on the base, as you have seen last time. We have made a little bit more progress on it. And so what I'm going to be doing is actually relocating some of the supplies from the lake house over into the new base. Right after we deal with you. Come on. Follow me over here. Thank you. So yeah, we've been doing a little bit of taming on the server as well. One of the locals on the server needed a new Sarco, and so we actually helped find a level 72, I think it was, Sarco. It ended up taming out like around level 100, 101, something like that. And then that person is also looking for another Sarco, high-level Sarco. They actually tamed one, wild tamed one, to level 72, I believe. And I think the one that we found them was level 75, something like that. But yeah, it basically ended up taming out a little bit higher than the one that they had. So now they actually end up with two. Sorry about that. My phone was not set to silent. Oh. I have a T-Rex over here. Apparently they found a T-Rex in the area. Right? So you don't ever expect to come back and see a T-Rex in the middle of your base just standing there. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, I'm going to grab some of the supplies that we've been leaving over here, and we're going to start moving over to the new base. We have done a little bit of improvement to the base, and I'll walk you through what we've done, as well as what we're going to be doing a little bit later today as well. Because I do need to start transporting things around a little bit. We only want couple of stacks of those. We've actually got a little bit of meat over there, but I am going to take the cooked prime. Like I said, I'm not moving everything simply because we don't need to move everything over. It looks like it looks like she's actually been working out of this base. I'm seeing a bunch of stuff over here now, and we've actually got more berries, so I'm going to end up making some narco. One of the things that we did do over here was to put the industrial cooker in. I think I showed this off at one point. It works really, really well. If you get to the point where you can use this thing, definitely get it. What you can do is you can just throw basically a stack of every berry type in here with a little bit of charcoal, a little bit of spark powder, and throw one gas in here, turn it on, and it'll turn everything into the various dyes very quickly. If there's a color you're looking for specifically, then obviously, you use the right ratios and you'll get the dye that you want. But it spits out dye. It does one dye creation, something like every 3 or 5 seconds. So within, 30 seconds, all of the berries are gone. So it was rather amusing to use that thing. I will be recreating it. I will be making another one of these over at the new base. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I just recently put an industrial grill over there. So we will be working with all of the kibble. Let's see, we're going to grab 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. Yes. Oh... The egg weight is real. Okay. So let's get up here. Get us some free water. Oh, come on. You can do it. Oh, thank you. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and throw all of this stuff on the bird. And that might be about what he's going to be able to take back with us. Which is fine, because I think I've grabbed all of the other stuff that I really needed over here. Let me check really quick. Yep, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over, and I'm going to do a cut here because while it's a short flight, he's a little weighted down, so it may take a little bit longer than normal. So we will be right back. Oh, and we're back. So like I said, bird is a little overladen. It's not too bad yet. But I did want to bring you back in time to show you the new base, because it has been changed a little bit. Well, I shouldn't say changed, it's just been more complete. So just to show you what we've got going on over here now. As you can see, the garage area is pretty much done, the actual dino storage. Like I said, it is not meant to be anything overly massive for a large number of dinos. It really is just for the working sets that I have right now. The roof area here above the work area is actually going to be converted into the residential living area, and that roof will be sloped up into the garage. So basically what we'll do is we'll have this be 2 or 3 stories, and I'm going to work backwards from the top of the garage down. That way we can bring it down to some place that makes sense, and we'll still end up with an area over here that should be big enough for the normal flyers, and then we'll have, you know, everybody else being up here. So basically Scooter will be down there and the RGs will probably be up here, simply because of the fact that they do tend to defend themselves a little bit better. But we'll see how it all plays out when it's said and done. But yeah, so this is basically what I was wanting to build on this portion of it. Now the rest of it is basically just finishing the residential area. And I'm not quite sure how I want to do this yet. I am going to do the lower area of the residential in metal, but I think I am going to end up with a second level of residential as well, but we're not quite sure. We'll see. But yeah, I did want to at least show you what's been going on with this. If you're curious, we'll show you the inside as well. So as you can see, we actually do have enough room in here for quite a few large dinos as well. We could get away with having the mammoth and like 2 Quetzals, or just the 1 Quetzal and like 3 mammoths if we really wanted to. But it doesn't really serve any purpose to have a lot of the large dinos over here, which is why the base is built the way it is. What will happen is I will most likely move Woolworth back either over to the lake house or over to the original base. I think I'll leave him over at the lake house, simply because we do need a wood gathering dino over there as well, because we do have the thatch gatherers. Let's go around this way. Let's try it that way. See if that works a little bit better. Okay. But we do need to have some of the resource gathering dinos in other areas, not just, you know, on one side of the map, because right now what we have is most of the gathering dinos are in one location. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the expensive stuff, more expensive stuff. Okay. And we'll come back for the meat here shortly. Drop down. Like I said, we have now run power. We now have running water over here as well. So let's go ahead and throw all this stuff in here. Okay. And we're actually going to move the meat out, because we don't want the meat over here. We want all of the meat in one side, and we want all of the actual kibble products in another. So nice. Thought I had more cooked prime than not. Guess not. Wondering if may have spoiled on the way over. Shouldn't have, but don't know. Okay. So yeah, basically that's what's been going on. As you can see, I did put in a refining forge just to do some light metal smelting. I do still have the large forge up on the volcano, and we will be using that more, and I'm planning on doing a little bit more resource collecting up there probably later tonight. I'm going to do it off camera, but I do need to get a little bit more metal because I do need to start creating some of the higher level stuff. One of the things I do want to put over here is the industrial cooking pot, which we have over at the lake house as well, and simply it's just a convenience factor more than anything else. It's just, yeah, I don't want to have to keep running back and forth to do certain things, and kibble making is one of them. The nice thing about having this base in this location is that when I go anywhere, if I want to go to the lake house, it's a straight shot there. If I want to go over to the various bases, most of the bases are in a straight line this way, so it's just convenient. And I think that is about it for what's going on. And like I said, I do want to go do some basic resource collecting, and we do still need to actually show you. Come over here and show you from this side. It might look a little bit better. So yeah, we still do need to finish this upper area here because I do want to get this closed in sooner rather than later. As it is right now, you only get the housing bonus when you're basically in the middle of this place. Yeah, like right around here. What I'm trying to do is to increase that area out a little bit. I would like to be able to get the housing bonus from most of, if not in here, definitely in here. Because this actual garage, we're going to put the industrial smelter out here. That is a 3x3 grid, so that's going to take, you know, roughly half of the floor space in here, or yeah, maybe a quarter of the floor space in here. So that's one of the other reasons why I'm not looking to use this as a large dino storage area for very many dinos. I just really do just want to have one or two over here that I can use as I need to, which is also the reason why I have these guys over here, because if I need to go deep sea, we've got incisor. If we're going to do shallow water or land-based, you know, we have talk over here as well. Alright, so on that note, I am going to do another cut, and we will be right back. I just wanted to bring you back really quick. I want to talk about something that happened recently within the game. A couple of patches ago, around the same time that the developers took the Winter Wonderland event out, they rebalanced the tamed dinos. What this means is that I'm not sure if it was just a straight up whatever you've got in your stats was reduced by half. But just to show you here, so you know, Pebbles here had their weight hasn't really adjusted, but their melee damage was reset back to default, or what was I think was default at the time, you know, plus or minus a couple of levels, because we were up over 500% for melee damage, and when they did the update, a couple of things got hit. Health got hit, melee damage got hit, and movement speed for some dinos got hit. And I'm not sure exactly why the developers did this, but it is something that, you know, yeah, it's, you know, I'll be the first one to say yes, it's an alpha, you know, you expect, or early access in this case, you know, expect things to change, nothing set in stone, yada yada yada. But the thing is that, to my knowledge, it was a mostly unannounced change. They hadn't said that it was something that was coming up, and did not give an example of how this change was going to be implemented. So I am assuming that because of the addition of so many new dinos, they're basically finding that they have to readdress the balance between the dino types. What level are you on? Why am I being... Did I tap you when I went past the first time? Yeah, go bowling for stegos. So yeah, as you can see, you know, it's definitely one of those things that is not very beneficial, but it also does look like they have adjusted how much stamina things take now. And I seem to be stuck here. Alright. Come on. Why am I not able... Oh, come on, really? The server's lagged? Or am I just stuck? I think I'm just stuck. Okay. Yep. There we go. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure what the intent was behind that change. It was rather annoying because people built their dinos and had their expectations on dinos being set around a certain thing. And with that change... You know, basically, any dinos that you had captured previously, you didn't get the levels back. So I think what they should have probably have done in this case, because they did want to rebalance the stat points and the value that you got from each level progression, is they should have refunded the levels gained since tame, because we know that the system tracks that. Because of the mating system. So I do think that it would have been a nice gesture to refund the levels on all dinosaurs, just because of the fact that it would allow us to rebalance them in the new system. But you know what they say, it's ARK, ARK happens, so we'll just take it and run with it. It's nothing that's critical, we will survive it. But like I said, it was just kind of a shock to a lot of people, so... Alright, so that should, in theory, be enough. One of the other things that they changed was the encumbrance system. So now, if your dino is encumbered while you are riding it, it used to be that if you jumped off, you know, and you knew how to do it, you basically could get your dino to follow for effectively for free. It didn't really cost stamina. It didn't cost, you know, you didn't have to worry about the weight restrictions. You just basically filled your dino up, got them encumbered, jumped on them, jumped off, and you went about your business. Yeah, just making sure I have enough here to do this. Okay, so we are going to drop this stuff over here just to get it out of the inventory. So yeah, it's just... So now what happens is if you try to use basically what used to be an exploit, it doesn't work anymore. So the dinos won't follow you. So you can't overburden your dinos now. You need to make sure that you're paying attention to their weight. And I would not recommend getting them over like 70% to 75% of their max encumbrance, simply to ensure that you're not going to run into any problems. Now, if your character's weight is the reason why your dinos are encumbered, when you get off, they'll follow you just fine. It is only if they are still encumbered even after you are off the dino. You've seen some of the changes up till now where they had been trying to rebalance that, and it looks like they finally figured out how they wanted to handle it, or at least try a new way of handling it. So yeah, everyone's just basically trying to figure out what all of the changes are now. And I think that was it for you. Yes, okay. And you've got food, so I'm not going to worry about you. As you can see, I did come back and finally finish off the rest of the interior wall. So this area is now done. I do need to paint that, so... but I do want to show you one last thing before we call... Oh, look at that. Another egg. See, the RG eggs seem like they are producing a lot more eggs lately. So what we're going to do is let's head up here, and I'm going to show you what I'm working on up here. Because what I'm doing is, you know, I like to keep my generators and other unmentionables, rubber banding again, out of the way. So what I've done is I put the generator up here, and then we've run a power line up the side of the building. I did miss slightly, so it was on the outside. I did want it on the inside, but it works. So I don't really want to rerun all of that cabling again. So so we do have, you know, the generator over here. come back up and do some fuel. And I put it in here because this, once it's done, will allow me to leave the generator here and running and not have to worry about people getting into it if you know, we get some visitors over here. Again, not that I don't trust the people on the server, but you know, I like to have things secured up so there is no problem. All right. So, but then as you can see, we put a light over here as well. This does help find the base at night, and as you saw, or you may have seen earlier, it does also help, you know, during the twilight areas where if you're out on the island, you can actually see where the base is. So it does help a little bit. If you're over here working, the entire base has enough of a light radius that you can see pretty much everywhere in the base. And yeah, so that's basically what we've been doing. I'm going to go ahead and call this one here because I think we're coming up on like 20-ish, 22, 23 minutes. So I'm going to say thank you for stopping by. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you know the routine. Throw it down in the comment section. I'll get back to you when I get back to you. And if I do miss you, nothing personal. I just ran out of time. And as I am out of time, I am out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I hope to see everybody at the live stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. U.S. Pacific. And we will be doing Empyrean. And if you haven't seen the episode, definitely check those out. I've got some interesting issues going on in that game right now. Nothing bug related. It's simply that the game is kicking my butt. So if you want to see how that's going to turn out and have maybe a hand in or a say in how that series is going to develop, there will be a straw poll associated to it. So stop in, let your voice be heard. So as I'm out of time, I'm out of here. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you all next time. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody.